Skypia is the third main arc in One Piece, and if you've been keeping up with our series, this is our part 3 of our One Piece 5-minute arc recaps. And if you're new, be sure to check out our previous recap. We have East Blue and Alabaster. Let's dive straight in. The Straw Hats dock at Jaya to search for information on how to get to Sky Island. At Jaya, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami go to a bar, and they meet Blackbeard and Bellamy for the first time. Bellamy then proceeds to beat up and ridicule Luffy and Zoro for believing about the existence of Sky Island. Outside the bar, Luffy meets Blackbeard again, and Blackbeard tells him the Sky Island is real and pirates are meant to dream. Luffy at that moment did not know who he was, but he also referred to him as they. That will be important down the line in the series. The Straw Hats then encounter a man that jumped out of the ocean, and that man was Mont Blanc Cricket, a descendant of Mont Blanc Norland, an adventurer that was called a liar, shamed, and executed for leading his kingdom on a quest to find the city of gold he claimed he discovered. Cricket jumps into the ocean every day to search for the city of gold to clear his family's name and prove that Norland was not a liar. But because of the pressure of the ocean, he got sick and was treated by Chopper. To repay them, he told them how to get to the Sky Island using the knock-up stream, a strong current that shoots up to the sky with immense force. He also modifies their ship to be able to make the trip safely. Before he finishes though, Bellamy attacks him and damages the Straw Hat ship. Luffy, finding this out, showed Bellamy what's up in one of the best scenes pre-time skip. They get to Sky Island and meet Konis and her dad, who gave them a quick crash course on the island and its tech, like the waivers and the dials. The crew gets broken up by a giant crab, taking half of the crew to a sacrificial altar on the upper yard, leaving Luffy, Usopp, and Sanji to set out to rescue them. Skypia is ruled by a self-proclaimed god, Enel. He had something called mantra, which is basically observation haki that allowed him to see and hear everyone on the island. And he strikes you down with a massive lightning bolt if you cross him. He was a tyrant and ruled Sky Island with force and brutality. At the sacrificial altar, Nami, Zoro, and Robin discovered that the upper yard was actually the second half of Jaya that was shot up to the sky by the knock-up stream, which means the city of gold that Norland found was located on the island. Meanwhile, there are a group of people called the Shandorians that were indigenous to the upper yard that had their land taken away from them by the Sky Island people a long time ago, and they decided this was the right time to get their land back. After Luffy found the rest of the crew, they decided to go and look for the city of gold, but of course, they had to throw like a big party first, as they usually do. At the same time, the Shandorians also set out to get their city back, which is the city of gold. And Enel, who had plans to build a flying ship controlled by electricity, also needed a conductor that would absorb his lightning powers, and the best conductor was the gold from the city of gold. He also planned to use his ship to destroy the rest of Sky Island. So he set up a free-for-all game on the upper yard, and the winner basically gets the gold. A couple fights happened between different characters, but the significant fights were Luffy and Wiper, the leader of the Shandorians, and Enel wiping out the Straw Hats, and then finally Luffy versus Enel, which was interesting because Luffy was Enel's natural enemy because he was rubber, so Enel's lightning attacks did not work on him. However, before the fight ended, we found out more about Mont Blanc Norland. He was an adventurer that arrived at Shandora after hearing the majestic sound of the Golden Bell. After arriving, he cures the plague that was messing them up and develops a good relationship with the Shandorians as well as their chief. But he had to cut down the sacred trees as they were infected by the same plague that was killing the Shandorians in order to stop the plague. Naturally, this angered the Shandorians because he never disclosed the reason, and they sent him away. However, before he left, they found out the real reason and tried to call him back, but he was too far and it was too late. So they promised to meet again. But before he could come back, the knock-up stream sent the island to the sky. So when he came back, there was nothing, and that was what led to his execution. At the end of Luffy's fight with Enel, he uses his final punch to beat Enel and ring the bell for Cricket to hear, Mont Blanc Cricket to hear, and Luffy did this with the intention of proving the existence of the City of Gold and clearing the Mont Blanc family name for his friend in the blue ocean. After everything happened, Robin reads the poneglyph and discovers the existence of another ancient weapon and sees Roger's message, which basically said that I was here, and in the same language that the poneglyphs were written, which is a language that has been lost for hundreds of years. So how did Roger write it? You'll probably find out in the future. And that basically brings us to the end of Skypia. More arcs coming in the future. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, repost. Thumbs out.